y'all to another edition of the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's your boy Dee Dot, joined along with artist Shai Girl. What's good?
What's up? How
Oh,
you
no,
doing?
pretty good, pretty good. Wanted to say first and foremost, pleasure to have you on, and we kind of been going back and forth here and there for the last couple of months or so, trying to set it up. So, finally glad to make it happen.
Yes, I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah,
I
thank
haven't
you.
had an interview, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very glad to have you. And, I got a chance to listen to some of your music. We're gonna kind of get into that. But tell everybody a little bit about how did you get started with creating music and who are some of your inspiration coming up as an artist?
oh wow. Well, I fell in love with music when I was very young. I was probably 7, 8 years old. 1992. I still remember it. That was the year that really uh made me fall in love with music. I remember going to the movies, and I wasn't there to see this movie, but I heard about the movie was there, so it was The Bodyguard. And so, me and my cousins, we peeped in the movie theater, and it was the closing scenes where she's running off the plane and she's singing "I Will Always Love You." And when I saw that, it was like I was like in awe, like the feeling that I felt and all that at that moment. That's when I was like, okay, music is something. I never had something like really move my soul until that time. And then that same year, I discovered Tupac, and it was his video Brenda's Got a Baby. And so I really connected with that because I had already gone through some of my own trauma, even though I was young, but I really related to the song, and it really stood out to me because it was like this artist that, he seemed to care about what people was going through in their lives and stuff. So that really connected with me. And I was like, I think Whitney Houston made me fall in love with music, but it was Tupac that made me feel like, okay, I could, reach people in this way like that. And then another one of my major influences was Brandy. After I discovered Brandy and Tupac, they were both artists and actors. And I really loved, like, acting was my first love, really, but I was really shy. So, um, but I saw that they both was doing that. And then when I discovered Brandy, one time I was watching her on TV on Thea, and I saw her and she was singing on there, and it just really connected to me because she was more my age, and she made me see that, like, wow, I could do this now. Like, I don't have to wait till I grow up. You know what I'm saying? I could be which it ended up happening that way anyway. It took a while for me to get here, but yeah, that's just, a little bit of my background of, the people that influenced me. So I'll probably say more musically, um, I sing and rap. So
Yeah.
it's like Brandy is one of my influences. Tupac, I love Nas, Lauren Hill, people like that. I get compared to Queen Latifah a lot. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was actually about to ask you, with some of those influences if you sing as well as rap, but you kind of said that. So, yeah, I listen like to a lot of your music, and I kind of get those Queen Latifah vibes in, some of your songs as well. So, the last album I actually was listening to, because you had sent me some stuff when we had first talked online. But I went through and I listened to your latest release, Her Story, which came out in June, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
what's the concept behind that album?
Well, I just wanted to really tell my story as an artist, basically share, where I started and some of the things that I've been through in my life. I'm not 100% complete. I wanted to put it out in two parts, so I'm dropping the second part in October, which on my birthday. But I decided June because, like I say, Tupac is he's like my top influence, and his birthday was June 16th. So I wanted to, drop it in June just to pay homage to him and stuff. And it was just like more like I'm very big on um, social topics and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I just wanted people to really get to know me and just tell my story. So this is, I didn't really want to go too commercial with it. It's just
Yeah,
basically a project to tell my story so people connect with me as an artist, because that's how I connected with music. Just going through stuff, and music saved my life. Like, I suffer from depression a lot, and music was that thing that I had that kept me going.
yeah. That was a dope album, by the way. I really like your sound, and
Thank you.
no problem, no problem. And your your overall delivery, as an artist. So keep doing your thing as far as just leveling up and you're releasing new music. So um, another thing I want to kind of ask, you mentioned like social issues and what you said recently, and I write a lot too about social issues, things happening across our communities in America, things that probably would go against the grain with a lot of other artists. Um,
Yeah.
and my take on it is, you're gonna have some people love you and hate you regardless. But like I always felt that if I have a platform, I'm gonna use it for whatever I want to use it for. And to
That.
me, a lot of these social issues mean that much to me. Even like years ago when I used to post a lot more about some of the things going on, but I lost a lot of followers, a couple of years ago because of some of the posts that I was making. When you rap about social issues, like what's your thought process behind it? Like, is it something that pretty much what you say is what you say, or do you go through and say, hey, I'm gonna write about this issue, that issue, kind of to avoid maybe, I guess, backlash from fans or people online and things like that? What's your thought process behind releasing some of these records?
Um. Well, I don't really worry too much about I like the type of person that I am. I'm a truth speaker, so I already know that when you speak truth and you speak, I do a lot of research on what I speak on. So it's like that gives me confidence to be able to move how I am. And ever since I was younger, I was always like socially awkward and not popular at all. So
Yeah,
I'm used to taking that different road. I feel like that set me up to be this type of artist now, because I didn't I wasn't able to rely on being popular and have people on my side and really liking me growing up. So that taught me to be self sufficient and stand on myself. And so I approach music like I love music. I love to entertain. I also act, but I feel like there should be a balance. And so it's a lot of artists that's doing, the fun side. So I feel like I have to bring a balance to that. And so that's why I talk about social issues and stuff like that. To, just to bring the balance. Because I like to have fun and I like to do those things too,
yeah,
but I don't really hear the things that I need to hear and talk about. I don't really hear that in music. And so I just decided that I'll be that type of artist, because they say, you got to be the change that you want to see. And so I can't just be like, why they not doing this and why they not doing that, when I have a voice and I have the mental toughness to be able to go against the grain and not worry about that. So I just want to do what music done for me, and that's, like I said, it saved my life. Like, and my favorite artists, that's who I look to. Those were my role models to keep me going and say, okay, like Tupac and Brandy, I get to see different sides of what they did right and what they did wrong, sort of. And then I
yeah.
could, go from there and see what it is. But I'm not worried about being the most popular or anything like that. I'm a niche artist and I know that.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely relate on that front. Pretty much the same coming up. I was never the most popular person, even to this day. I'm very introverted in
Yeah.
a lot of what I do, and I'm just I'm gonna say what's on my mind, and I'm just gonna deal with whatever comes. You got to sometimes, and it's good to separate yourself from what everybody else is doing. So yeah, I respect that. I respect that a lot. Another question I always ask, I saw that you have a couple of releases on there, and what message would you have for like anybody that's a up and coming artist or music creator as far as being consistent coming out with music?
Um, well, the part of being consistent is kind of hard because like as an artist you got to live a little to have things to talk about. So sometimes it's not always you're not always going to be in a creative mood because you sometimes you just have to experience new things in order to be able to talk about new things. So but I would say as an artist, for up and coming artists, is just play with a lot of different sounds and just develop what's your sound, you know, and just focus on that. What your objective is, what you want to do, and just keep working on it until you get better and better with it. Cause like I was listening to some of my first songs yesterday, and I, was, I got to see like how far I came, like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
yeah.
that was good to be able to have something to look back to see my progress and everything like that. So no matter which level you at, it don't matter if you gotta record music in your bedroom, because that's that's something that we
Yeah.
have an advantage now. Like back then, they had to go to recording studios. They had to. That was the only thing they had. Now you can basically record yourself. So just work on your craft. Do whatever it takes, and start today. Start today. Don't worry about how long it's gonna take to get here. You just gotta just slow and steady wins it.
So yeah, so as an artist, your experiences are going to shape, the music that you write and the music you create. So I do think whenever you come out with music, it should definitely be a lot of purpose behind what you're coming out with. Don't just release music to release music. Aside from that, like I know some artists, whether it's they're posting freestyles every week to their social platforms. I know some that do it like on Instagram and YouTube, for example, or they may even have a contest where, if it's a more, I guess, an artist with a more larger following, they may say, okay, I need a producer to send me a beat and the dopest beat. I'm gonna record a song to it this week. And that may be another way they kind of engage with their community. So, I think all of those things, not necessarily just releasing music is kind of being more consistent, but yeah, I just say, whatever works, 'cause everybody's gonna be a little different in that regard. So yeah, where are you located?
I'm located in Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised.
Okay, all right. Yeah, how's the music scene out there, like locally?
Whew. It's I like to say that Charleston is like a melting pot full of talent. Like it's the amount of talent and that we have in Charleston is amazing. Like it's a full on industry in Charleston, but I would say it's not really run like how the main industry is. But it's been a challenge because I went to college. I went to Full Sail, and so I learned like the business side of it. And then jumping straight from college into being an artist, it was different from what I learned in school because like the local team is totally different from how it was run. It's not really structured. Um, I would say it's not really structured right, but I feel like I still appreciate the journey because it gave me access to all the things that I would have to go through as a mainstream artist. I still have to go through it as a local artist, as a regional artist. So you get to work out some of the kinks, and you get to see that some people are not what they say they are and stuff like that. And that's part of the business. So you got to learn that. So, but yeah, it's a whole lot of talent and a lot of different talent. It's like sometimes like when it's a lot of artists from a place, you got a lot of artists that sound the same. But I can say in Charleston, it's not like that. We got a lot of different variety of artists, and they don't all sound the same. So it'll be interesting when we get our foot in the door. It'll be very interesting to see what happens after that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I could kind of here in Dallas, for example. I'm originally like from Lafayette, Louisiana, but I've been in Dallas since 2004, and I consider that kind of like a melting pot of different sounds because you got a lot of people. They may have that down south sound here. They may have a West Coast sound. They may have something that sound like a New York or East Coast type of sound. And
Right.
yeah, I meet a lot of like producers out here too who they're finding their own clientele, and they're also helping these other artists build their own sound. And it's kind of a nice thing to see. You do have a couple of people that have some major placements out of Dallas. So I think, I saw that kind of over the last almost 20 years evolve from being just a local music scene to now, I see a lot of major artists even fly in. Like a couple of weeks ago, in fact, I saw Mace out here, and come to find out he's working on a new album. And then you just never know who you're gonna see out here. So I think a lot of people started taking more notice about Dallas now opposed to when I first moved here. And then, the history behind like some of the artists that came out of the city, like Erica Badu, didn't know that actually until I moved here around that time. And then the DLC used to rap with NWA. He's actually from Dallas. So there's a lot of like talented artists and major artists that came out of Dallas, and even like a lot of producers that have not only from here, but that came to live here from other places. So it's kind of like a melting pot for a lot of different sounds. And there's even like, of course, major artists come to perform, but, for like a lot of independent artists, the hip hop scene is pretty strong out here as well. So I just want to, kind of like yourself, see who might be the next big thing to come out of Dallas and kind of keep pushing. And then even like, back home where I'm from, the biggest artist to come out of my city was Cupid with the Cupid Shuffle. And like that was pretty cool to see. And because I actually went to school with him, and just to see somebody come up and make it like he did from my city, that's a big thing to see. And yeah. uh
That's how we feel about Charlemagne. Charlemagne, well, he's from Moncks Corner, South
oh yeah,
Carolina, but
yeah,
before he got his big break, he was on a radio here in Charleston. So that's one of the people that we get to see. And like what I really like about him is he gives back a lot to, like, he comes every year to do the back to school drive, all that stuff. So he's definitely still connected. And then he just gave one of our radio personalities opportunity to speak for his talk show that he had and stuff like that. She's on the radio here now, so it's so I feel like it's close. We're close. Like, a lot of people know me as far as in the industry. Um, I had a lot of people, like a lot of artists, gravitate towards me, but it was before I even had music. I was
yeah,
fresh out of college. I was in college at the time at wholesale, and it's just like I just had this ability to connect with a lot of mainstream artists, and then what I'm saying, they started mentoring me and giving me advice for different things or whatever. But like, I would be at parties with them all this and that. I got a lot of pictures with different celebrities, but when I started to be an artist, like, I kind of fell back from that because I didn't have the like I said, I didn't have the work to to be able to present to them at the time. So
yeah,
I knew I had to do a lot of work, put a lot of work in, so people could see that I'm serious about what I'm doing. I never wanted to be the kind of person that just made it because I know somebody, or what I'm saying, or just ask them to put me on. I want them to see the work that I've been doing for myself and see how far I could get for myself to to get back. And I want to be able to be at the same place they are, not invited by them, but be there because
alone,
I'm there on my own right. And they see me like, what you
yeah.
doing here? Stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I got the faith.
Yeah, yeah. You have you heard about that story that the Breakfast Club was, or Angela Yee was leaving the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors about that for a while now.
Okay, all right.
That she was gonna move on.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say that because you talked about Charlemagne, and they were saying it was ending, and I didn't know how if there was any
Oh
truth to
well,
that.
what I got from it was she said it's ending as you know it. So I feel like that means she is leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's probably not gonna be the same people that started, but I get the picture that she's probably leaving. She's probably
Yeah.
leaving on.
Okay. All right. I thought it was like about to completely go away. That's what's up. Last question I got to ask, or what do you have planned for the remainder of 2022?
What I have planned, like I say, I act as well, so I'm preparing to go to California next week. So I have a reoccurring role on a show called Captain that's filmed in Los Angeles, and it's actually about a artist that was tapping, telling people that she got a deal and this and that. So she gets in her car, she leaves her hometown and goes to California to try to make it and stuff. So it's basically based off like the law of attraction. And I could relate to it a lot. So when I got the opportunity to be on the show, then I was like, cool, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'll be going next week to film the second episode. I
Okay.
already did one for them. And then I have a few movies dropping on Tubi. Next week, matter of fact, I have a movie called Sinful that I'm in. Um, dropping Tubi and all those different platforms like that. And then I have another one called Loyal that's coming out in October. It's more like a horror type thing. So we dropping that around Halloween.
Okay.
And so yeah, and like I say, I'm still working on Her Story Part Two, the gifted one. That should be out in October, around my birthday. And yeah, so just more acting and just doing music. I'm probably gonna back away from music for a little while to focus more on acting. But yeah, I want to get more into songwriting and stuff like that because I'm at the point right now where I'm okay with being an independent artist. I just feel like I need to find opportunities to get myself out there more so people can connect with me. But I'm at the point where I'm okay with being an independent artist. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I just want to reach as much people as I can and and fulfill my purpose, which is helping people to evolve consciously, on a
Yeah.
mental level.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta definitely keep us posted on all your acting releases, and as well as the music. Definitely. I had a friend like actually just release something on Tubi, so it's kind of good to see you on that platform.
Yeah,
And
I'm on there already. I'm on this program. It's called Trap Flick Party, and it's a couple of movies. It's a couple of short films that they put into one. And I'm on there. It's this thing called King Amir's Verdict, and I'm on there as like I play like a voodoo banshee,
okay.
whatever. So yeah, that's cool. So y'all can check that out. That's out right now. But like I say, August 16th, Sinful will be on TV. Yeah, look out for that.
All
And
right.
I also have a movie on Amazon Prime called Justin, where I'm the star. Like I'm throughout the whole movie. So check that out too.
Word.
Justin on
Word.
okay.
Where can our listeners follow you online?
Okay, on Twitter, I'm your girl, SHAI. On Instagram, I'm meta.shy. And all of my music, not all of my music, but I have music on all the streaming platforms too. So you can check that out. Wherever you listen to music, you should be able to find me. Shai Girl, SHAIGIRL, Shai Girl. And it's actually an acronym. It stands for sincere, humble, ambitious, intuitive, gifted, and real life.
Where when I saw your name, I don't know if you remember the group Shy, the R&B group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So kind of reminded me of that. And yeah, but I
They
like
gave me the idea. They gave me the idea for the spelling because I'm like very quiet. So when I started to when I started to rap, they would say the Shy Girl because I never talked. And so like the dude that used to he was the first person to put me in the studio, and he used to always call me the Shy Girl. And then he ended up getting murdered on my son's birthday. And so after that, I decided to go by Shy Girl, but I just wanted people to know there's more to me. So I changed the spelling to turn it into an acronym. So yeah, I'm quiet and all that. I don't like a lot of attention until I'm ready to work. So I'm on
yeah,
stage until I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? That's when
yeah.
I come alive. But other than that, I'm just laid back. I'm a normal person.
We definitely got that in common. Like, cause even like I'm always the guy that walk into a room full of people, and I may not speak to anybody. I wait till somebody will come and talk to me to kind
Yeah.
of start a conversation. Uh, so yeah, we definitely have that in common. All the listeners, you could actually follow me on Instagram at D dot underscore major music, as well as on Twitter at D dot MME. And then you could always catch new episodes of the Major Music Lounge podcast on YouTube, as well as all podcast streaming platforms. Do want to thank Shy Girl for spending some time with us today, and go out, check out her music, check out her new actress roles and content that they're coming out with on Tubi. And yeah, stay tuned for more. This has been the Major Music Lounge podcast. Your boy D Dot along with Shy Girl, and we out.